In film studies, the term auteur has long held a kind of impressive reputation, a romantic image of the director as sole visionary, the guiding hand behind the camera. But who gets to be an auteur? And more importantly, who doesn't?
I think an interesting film is something that you can have an aftertaste.
We're going to explore auteur theory, its limitations, and how Wong Kar-wai, one of the most iconic directors of modern cinema, both fits within and expands beyond this label.
It's sometimes when you look at the film, you might not get it at the first time, but somehow it lingers.
Auteur theory emerged in the 1950s, shaped by French critics like François Truffaut and André Bazin, and later popularized in the Anglophone world by Andrew Sarris. The idea was simple but radical. The director is the author of a film, imprinting their personal vision, style, and recurring themes across their body of work. Think Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, Wes Anderson, directors whose films are immediately recognizable, both visually and thematically. These auteurs were predominantly male, Western, and often lauded for their control and authority over the cinematic process. But auteur theory has always had a blind spot, or several. Whose authorship counts? Who is excluded when the director becomes the singular genius? The directors traditionally labelled auteurs often come from dominant socio-cultural positions: white, male, Euro-American. This framing not only erases collaboration, but marginalizes the contributions of women, queer creators, and filmmakers from the global south.
You know, I was born in Shanghai. My family and we came to Hong Kong when I was 5. When we came to this city, to Hong Kong, we don't have any relatives here, and we don't speak any Cantonese. So basically, it's mom and my dad and me, and then my mom. And my dad works at nights. So, and my mom is like a big movie fan.
As Ray Chow and Gina Marchetti have noted, the auteur label can act as a cultural gatekeeper, allowing some to claim artistic vision, while relegating others to the film of national cinema, genre film, or ethnic storytelling. So, is the concept of the auteur still useful in the 21st century? Yes, but only if we reconsider what authorship looks like, and this is where Wong Kar-wai enters. Wong Kar-wai, the Hong Kong-based director behind In the Mood for Love, Chungking Express, and 2046, is often described as an auteur, and for good reason. His films share a signature aesthetic: slow motion, ambient soundtracks, melancholy voiceovers, and a deep fascination with memory, time, and urban alienation. He often works with the same collaborators: cinematographer Christopher Do, editor William Chang, and actors like Tony Leung and Maggie Cheung. But Wong's process is anything but conventional. He famously shoots without script, building narratives from fragments, improvisation, and emotional texture rather than plot.
You 很喜欢他是吧？
我哋都一緒に行かないか？
This fluid, intuitive approach disrupts the Western notion of the auteur as a controlling mastermind. Wong's authorship is more like an emotional curation, assembling memories, feelings, and spaces into poetic rhythms.
君に教えたい秘密があるんだ。
In the Mood for Love is often cited as Wong's masterpiece and a quintessential auteur film. Set in 1960s Hong Kong, it tells the story of two neighbours who form a bond after suspecting their spouses are having an affair. But it's not about infidelity, it's about longing. The film's saturated colour palette, the repetition of Nat King Cole songs, the slow, gliding camera movements, these all create a cinematic language of repressed desire and nostalgia. Rather than dominating the narrative, Wong's authorship feels like a whisper, inviting viewers to linger in emotional spaces rather than pushing them through linear storytelling. His vision is atmospheric, relational, and deeply shaped by the cultural context of post-colonial Hong Kong.
If I didn't live in Hong Kong, my style will probably be different. The only way I can make a film in a place is I have to know the place well, the people well, and I think I know Hong Kong well.
Wong Kar-wai doesn't just fit into the auteur mold, he reshapes it. His positionality as a diasporic Chinese filmmaker working in the shadow of colonial and post-colonial Hong Kong, his openness to improvisation, and his sensitivity all challenged the auteur as an individualist icon. What is the relevance of auteur theory to the study of cinemas, and how is the auteurist approach institutionalized within Anglophone's academia? This is a vital question. When Anglophone institutions celebrate Wong as an auteur, are they recognizing his radical approach, or simply folding him into a Western canon that erases the cultural relevance of his work? We must ask, are we celebrating his authorship, or making it legible through our terms? Wong Kar-wai shows us that the auteur theory can still be a useful lens, but only if we let go of its Eurocentric baggage. Authorship should not be about mastery or ego, it can be about process, intuition, collaboration, and cultural memory.
This is the grocery stores where I buy the music for Chungking Express, the Indian music. It's not very expensive, it costs only $20 Hong Kong.
Wong's authorship is entangled with place, with music, with migration, with longing. It resists being flattened into a brand. In this way, Wong Kar-wai is not just an author, he is a filmmaker whose work points beyond auteur theory, towards a more expansive, situated, and effective understanding of film authorship. So, does Wong Kar-wai fit the mold of the auteur? Absolutely. But more importantly, he bends that mold, challenging us to rethink not just who gets to be an auteur, but what kind of cinema we value. Beyond auteur theory lies something richer, a world of shared creation, poetic form, and emotional resonance, all of which Wong Kar-wai brings to the screen, one frame at a time.
Let me put it this way. What I'm looking for in my film is to find a balance between these two voices, elegy and brutality. To put them in a kind of harmony where the light matches the dark, just like Chungking Express and Fallen Angels. They were both about Hong Kong at a specific time, but one is day and the other is night.